Well, all right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. Pastor Dow here. I am back home. And while being back home, man, I tell you what a sad, sad situation this is. Down in Georgia, a 14-year-old goes into a school. He's in the school. He has an AR, but the AR is totally irrelevant. It could have been a gun, could have been a car, could have been a knife, could have been anything. A shotgun, a pistol, or whatever it was. You know, everybody trying to make it about the guns is really about the people. The guns are inanimate objects and they don't have minds of their own where they can commit crimes. But he goes in, kills two teachers and killed two students, and the school resource officer was able to talk him down and then get him up out there. Now, I think it's a tragedy because when I grew up, there was no such thing as no school resource officer. The problem is it's society in itself and the way that we govern and the way that we rule ourselves. And then the unlawful biblical laws that we allow in this country. That is the reason why that this country is in a serious decline and is not going to turn around. It's only going to go from bad to worse. So knowing that, what you should do is make sure that you get your children out of the public food system. If you want them safe, the only way they're going to be safe is they're going to be safe at your home with you homeschooling. Did you hear what I said? You homeschooling. That's how they're going to be safe. I don't think too much about these parents, pay rent, or these fathers and mothers who say that you can't help it, but you got to send your children to these soft target areas to go into a public combat zone that you don't even know at any time, day or hour, where your child's going to come home alive or not. You just don't know. Everybody going stark raving mad nowadays, going crazy, and it seems like to cause as much chaos as possible. Now, what is the motive behind this 14-year-old doing it? I don't know. Today, somebody could have bullied him. Somebody could have done him wrong. A teacher could have said, who knows what it was. And he said, you know what? I've had enough of this stuff. And he ain't going to take no more. That's a young, impressionable mind there. But I love our children enough right here to make sure that they never step foot in a public school system. And I'm talking about a long time ago we started this. And so I hear people belly aching. I hear them crying. I hear them sighing. I do. I hear them moaning. I hear them, I do mourning. I hear them doing all that. But how can you take it serious when you have other options? Well, I got to go out and work. Both of us got to. No, you don't. You can downsize your lifestyle. You don't got to do anything but live and die. I mean, if you're going to do anything, if you really truly love your children, not your kids ain't goats. But if you really truly love your children, then you would act like a responsible father and mother and love them back. And you would train up a child in the way that this should go. That's what you should do. That's what you should do because they're your sole responsibility. As long as you go out there and you subject them to these public food systems, you're going to be subject with society's religion. You're going to be subject to society's tradition. You're going to be subject to society's way of life and their value system, which is not too much of a value system anyway, a very immoral system. And that's the way they're going to be reared and raised. And so that thought process is going to be affected for the rest of their lives. And anytime you introduce them to something, the way that we advocate life, live set apart, come out of her, my people, and that's thus saith the Lord. You can read it over in the scriptures for yourself. That's thus saith the Lord in the New Testament. But no, we would rather cry. We'd rather do news. You're watching the news media, man. They don't exhaust this story so dang much. And you can tell they don't have nothing. So for as far as news go. And the only time they ever report news is whenever something is tragic or whatever it is. And even at that, the spin is in. I mean, you can't think of enough things that they could positively say or how many ways can you say this stuff. And they'll be reporting on this until the next so-called big news source drop or news, something take place and this world is dropping. But I'm telling you right now, that if you love your children, you would make the necessary sacrifices. You would bite the bullet and get rid of your selfish lifestyle, downsize, and live simple, and rear and raise your children as far away from society and these stark, raving, mad people, these menaces of society, these people that have lost their ever-loving mind that don't even know. We're at this point now. What's right? What's wrong? Everybody seems to be defining this up on their own terms, their own way. Who's right? Who's wrong? Well, today it depends on my preference. You have a preference. I have a preference. Your truth, my truth. Well, where does this stuff come from, huh? And we wonder why things are so bad. Well, it's going to continue to keep getting bad. It's going to continue on, and it ain't going to stop. So get your children out of the public food system. Make the necessary sacrifices. You school them yourself. I know what it is. No, we're too excuse making, too lethargic, too lazy, too apathetic, too complacent. We're dumb, dormant, docile, demonized, and demoralized today. All we want to do is just cry, moan, and bellyache, go to funerals, and that's it. When you've got it in your power to make change, to make sure that it never happens to you, that you don't ever become a victim of somebody else's make my day moment. But no, why? It's too painful to make that change, though, isn't it? It's way too painful, isn't it? Well, y'all know excuses. Excuses. I know. But when your children are 6 feet under, what good is your excuse? No, I get it. I think we're gone. I know, and mind you, I'm under no illusion whatsoever at all. I know that the majority of people ain't going to hear me and listen to me anyway, so it makes no difference as long as I know what's right and I'm doing what is right. That's all that matters. What say you?